let's use my MacBook Pro mic. That might work. I don't know why. One of my ports must be off because I've got everything plugged in. Let's do a reset. Yay. Hello. Hello. Can anyone hear me now? I switched to my Mac Pro mic, so let's see if that will work. Let's see if anyone can let me know if they can hear me now. Just give me a comment. All right. Okay. You know, that's really, really bizarre that you guys couldn't hear me because my mic was plugged in. And earlier today, I had my, just a little bit before going live, I had my camera plugged into that same port and it wasn't working. So I switched them around. But apparently that port is not working right now, so I'll have to look into it later. So sorry about that, guys. Technical glitch. Let's do a reset. I'm Brenda Quintana. My blog is keepiesquest.com. I'm so glad that you're all here and letting me know that I didn't have any sound. So thank you so much for being here this morning. I was just telling you about my weekend, and it was Canada Day on July 1st, and as some of you know, I'm a dual citizen. I was born in Canada and raised in Canada, and then after we got married, moved to the U.S. And I've been a U.S. citizen now for about 4 years almost. I think it will be my 4-year anniversary of being a U.S. citizen, because I got my citizenship right before the last election. Like, in fact, it was like within a week of the last election, and I managed to actually vote in the last election. I had to go and vote in. I had to go in and do a special thing because I missed late registration because I was such a new citizen. And anyway, but anyway, we celebrated Canada Day and with our son who was here visiting, and we went up to New Hampshire for the weekend, not just for one night, and we went up Mount Washington. And I don't know if any of you have ever been up Mount Washington. I've only been up twice, but that first time it was overcast, and this time we went up with the Cog Railway, and it was totally like raining sideways and 72-mile-per-hour winds. In fact, if the wind speed had gotten any higher, they would have shut it down and no one would have been able to get up to the top. And in fact, I think you can drive to the top of Mount Washington, but I don't think there were any drivers that day. I think it would have been very hard to drive up that day because the Cog Railway, like, it goes on a track, right? But it was just, you know, you couldn't see too far on either side or up ahead. It was really surreal and cool. And my husband and my son took a picture at the very top of Mount Washington. It looks like they're about to get blown off the mountain. I opted not to go to the sign this time because it was raining sideways. It was not my cup of tea. When I get wet, I am not a happy camper. I'll admit it. I'm a wimp when it comes to rain. I don't like it. Maybe I'm made out of sugar. I don't know, but I just don't love it. And anyway, it was crazy. But we had a good time. Then we went down and we had a really nice dinner. My husband's birthday is this week, and so we had a really nice dinner at that very fancy Mount Washington hotel. I know I'm not even saying the name right, but and then we did a few hikes, which were wonderful. I love hiking, like short hikes, not like super long hikes, but I love doing some fun hikes. So we had a really good time up there. So anyway, that was my weekend. I hope you had a wonderful weekend too. And if you're a Canadian and watching me, happy belated Canada Day. And if you're an American watching today, happy early 4th of July. Before I forget to mention it, we will be celebrating that on Thursday. All right. I know you didn't come here to learn about my weekend, but I wanted to share with you what happened. we're going to be making a card today, and this card is based on this thing I've been doing for a while called Casing Tuesday, and that's when we take a card out of the catalog and give it a makeover. So let's take a look at the card that we'll be making over today. Here it is. And it's a very basic sketch or layout, and I love that because it has lots of possibilities to make it really spectacular or very easy. I chose the very easy button today. I'll show you in a moment. And here's the sketch. So this will help you with dimensions. Of course, you can change the dimensions to suit your card. So just go for it and make a card and then share it with us on our Facebook group. All the links you'll need are down below. So check them out, including my supply list for my card today. And here is my card. It's simple and easy. And it is made with a stamp set that has been around for a while called Layering Leaves. This is the one. And this one was designed by $1 Million salesperson, Rachel Tessman. And I took a long time to get it, but it's been around. I don't know if it's been around for a couple catalogs, but it's in the annual catalog now, and I really love it. And it matches this bow punch, which is really useful. If you need some sprigs of leaves, you can stamp them and punch them, and they're just, it's a really nice punch. And I just got that one too. So I didn't get that when it first came out, but now I have it. And there's a reason why things stick around for a while, because they're popular and people like them and use them over and over again. That stamp set also has a lot of really great greetings, like the one I'm using today, Sending Hugs. And look how pretty the greeting is, the font on that. It's a really nice greeting. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. I'll show you some tips. I know even with a simple card, you might think, oh, I don't need to watch Brenda make that card. But sometimes along the way, I might show you a tip that you might not have thought of. So join me in stamping this card, and I hope you'll join in on our Facebook group too. Before I flip my camera, I do want to mention I have a new host code for July, and there it is. And this month's gift of the month, if you spend at least $50, no, that's not it. Let's get rid of that one. Let me just blank that one out. It is, that's the correct host code there, but my gift of the month, here it is. There we go. There are these beautiful iridescent faceted gems. They are not available right now, but they should be back in stock at the end of the month, so I'm hoping to snag them for our reward. As always, if I can't get this particular gem when I go to order it, I will replace it with something of equal or greater value. You just need to spend $50 using this host code in July, and this will be your gift. All right, I am going to blank that out. I think that's, oh, one other thing I want to mention. Tomorrow we have new online exclusives that are going to be released to customers. So if you're on my email list, watch for an email and a link to check out those new online exclusives. It's starting up with holiday stuff. We have some Halloween stuff and some Christmas things that are going to be coming online. And I have purchased a few of those, and I will be sharing some of them in upcoming videos. So, but they will be available starting tomorrow. And then, of course, that's not the only holiday stuff we're going to have. This is just the start of the holiday season with this online exclusive release. And then starting in September, we will have a new holiday catalog as well. So lots of things to look forward to. I know for a lot of us, the holiday catalog is really the most special catalog because I don't know, that holiday feeling, and we make a lot of things for the holidays. So that is still all coming up this year. Okay, now I'm ready to switch over to my other camera. Okay, and here again is the Layering Leaves stamp set and the bow punch, and they were never, I don't think they were ever part of a bundle. They were always separate. So you can just go ahead and purchase them separately if you don't already have them. You might have them already. They've been super popular. I've been kind of a holdout. All right, let's get this card started. We're going to start off with Basic Beige. This is a new color, actually, which is kind of surprising. Normally we don't have like one-off new colors. We have the new in colors, but this is Basic Beige, and I just took, this measures 11 inches by 4 1/4, and then I scored it in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. You can do that really easily using our paper trimmer. Then I'm going to take a piece of in color 6x6 paper, and I've used this a ton already, and it was out of stock for a while, but it's back in stock. If you were waiting to get it, it is back in stock now. And I just cut myself a little piece. This is 3 inches by 4 1/4, and we'll just go ahead, just easy to follow along with my card here. We'll just go ahead and pop this on here like this. All right, ta-da. This is about 1/2 inch from the top and then centered from side to side. All right, let's work on this piece. This one here is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. We're going to take the Sending Hugs, and I'm using both Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash on here. And that's just to give it just a little bit of contrast with the leaves. I'm going to use Summer Splash for my greeting. If you wanted to, you could probably make do just with either Summer Splash or Shy Shamrock if you don't have both of them. And I'm just going to kind of add that down here. There's lots of different greetings in this stamp set. You don't have to use Sending Hugs. We've got Thinking of You, Best Wishes, So Happy to Celebrate You, Thank You So Much, Hello, For You. Lots of great greetings that cover a lot of different holidays. Okay, so then I just want to take, this one has these little dots, which are kind of cool. And I'm going to take Basic Beige. And what I'm going to do with this, you can barely see it, but I added a few, sprinkled a few little dots. So just take a little scrap piece of paper, and I don't want the dots, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do dots on my card base, so let's do those too. I did that last time too. These dots are going to be full strength, but I'm not going to press too hard. And I'm going to avoid the paper. Maybe just a few down there. Just sprinkle a few dots full strength on your card base, but now on here it's easier to do that before you glue your paper on there. Stamp off once, and then it's not quite as strong. You can still see them, maybe barely, but you can kind of see some dots. But if you stamp off once, it gives the cardstock a little bit of interest. It's not just plain white, and just very easy to do. Okay, now we're going to move on, and we're going to do some punching and stamping. So when you're using a punch like the bow punch with a photopolymer stamp set, you want to make sure that your leaves, let me grab this one, I'm going to clean off the leaves for a second. Okay, so the photopolymer needs to be on a block. So let me just peel this off real quick. You notice like I'm not pulling on here and tearing this. I'm kind of coming down here at the base and kind of pushing on these. You don't want to go like that, because you could tear these, right? So you want to like ease it off the block and not just, if there's a spindly part, don't put a lot of pressure on there, otherwise it will come off. Okay, so you're going to want to take this. can't speak. I have punched a piece of scrap cardstock in a darker color, and we're going to use this as a guide for aligning our piece on our block. Because sometimes what happens with these photopolymer stamp sets, especially if you've got like a little end piece like this that's a little bit, you know, can move a little bit, it could move and then it won't match your punch. But if you stick it inside of the open punched area like that, and you can just make sure that it's aligned into that punched area, and then you take your block and you pick it up, then you know that this stamp is going to match the punch when you go ahead and punch it. So do that with all of yours, like this stamp, even with these spindly little flower ones, you can do that because you just stick them in that little punched piece and then you just align it on your block really easily. And if you want to, keep this in your stamp set so that when you go to stamp the next time, because you're going to have to align them each time, just write on here, you know, block placement piece, you know, use to align stamps, and then put it in there so you don't wonder, why do I have that spare piece of orange cardstock in my stamp set case. All right, let's grab some Summer Splash cardstock, and we're going to grab Summer Splash ink, and we're going to take this and just stamp it. So for this one, I cut a skinny piece because if I cut it the whole width of this, it's going to punch this piece out too, and I just need one in Summer Splash. So I just want a piece that's, let me measure it for you. So you know this is 1.5 inches wide, okay? And then I'm going to stamp this kind of in the same direction as the punch is going. So we'll just do this and kind of aim for the middle, like that. Put that aside for a second. We'll open this punch up. We'll slide this in here. And now hopefully if you did your alignment, it should align really nicely within the punch, and then you can go ahead and punch it. If you have trouble punching something like this, make sure it's on the surface. Align it by partially pressing down, and you can move it around, just partial press it down, and then use both the heels of your hands and then press down. And it's easier to do this when you are standing rather than sitting. Okay, we just need one of those. And then we're going to also take a piece of basic white. Let's see, did I grab a piece that was big enough? We'll see. It's barely wide enough. We'll see if this one fits. Oh, you know what? I wanted to use 2 colors. I'm going to do this one in Shy Shamrock. Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash are very close. They're both blue greens. So sometimes it can be a little confusing. Let me do this and see if it will work. Okay, it will. I just had to twist it a bit because it didn't quite fit. Okay, so this one, like that's about the bare minimum you want for punching this. I had a scrap piece. This is 1 1/4. So probably like a scrap piece anywhere from 1 1/4 inch to 1.5 inches wide would work really well. If you go beyond 1.5, then you're going to run into this piece and it's going to get punched into your piece, which is okay. But at that point, you're kind of just wasting extra cardstock. So if you have a scrap that's about that wide, that would work really well. Oh, and then one more thing, we're going to also punch a little rose bunch. I don't know if it's a rose. Little stem with little flower buds. And this one, let's put some of these away. this one right here is the one I'm going to use. And this time we're coming in this direction. So I'm going to stamp this down here at the bottom. One thing I noticed with my Pretty in Pink pad is it was very, very juicy, and the ink was beading up a lot on here. If that happens to you, in fact, it even happened on here a bit. If that happens to you and you want a place that isn't as juicy on here, take a paper towel and just clear off a little area of the excess ink. And that's what I did right here. You can see there's like a lighter area in this area, and that's the area we're going to use to ink this up right now. All right. That's what happens when your ink pad is too juicy. It transfers too much ink, and then the ink will want to bead up. The other thing with this, if we're using a new photopolymer like I was today, just align that, punch it. Since I was using a new photopolymer, the other thing you can do, I have the old Stampin' Scrub, which I kind of still keep around. It's a little dusty, actually. I probably should take my vacuum cleaner, my dust buster, and just clean off the dust. I just still use some of the old Stampin' Mist, and I will do this, and I will go like this. And this has a little bit of scrubby stuff in it, and it actually removes some of maybe the release agent that is used with the photopolymer. It takes it off, and then this is my Stampin' Chamois, which looks terrible, but it works wonderful, and that will take all of the residual ink off. It will completely clean it off. The stamp might have some staining on it, but it will be clean after it's on the stamp chamois. And this is just a chamois that we sell that you add water to. It stains eventually, but it keeps your stamp super, super clean. So after I did that, it was a lot better with the beading up too. The other thing is, if you're wearing jeans, you can rub your photopolymer or your rubber a little bit on your jeans, and that just gives it kind of some little micro scratches. I think it roughs up the surface a little bit, and then that also helps the stamp take some ink. You know, you can do it in little increments. You don't have to like sandblast it or anything, but if you notice that you're still having trouble beading up, those are a few little tips to help with that problem. Okay, moving along. This is not a hard card. I've just made it take a little longer. Okay, so we're going to pop this leaf here, this leaf on top of it, and this sprig right here. So when I was doing this little sprig right here, you notice how this has pink stems? I didn't really like pink stems, so I wanted to make them green, but I didn't want to have to marker it up. And in fact, our in-color markers are out of stock right now because they were so popular. So I want to make these stems green. So I'm going to take my Shy Shamrock and in the light, and I'm going to ink this up. Now, just notice Shy Shamrock is the last color I don't have labels on, so I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. I just need to grab my punch. This is my 3/8 inch circle punch. I'm going to grab my Stampin Blends Color Chart, which I've been filling in, and there's just one spot left for Shy Shamrock. So I hadn't used Shy Shamrock yet. So here are my labels that you can print out. I left this PDF link in the description in the video below, or if you're on my blog, look under resources and you will find this label sheet there. And you'll just take your 3/8 inch circle punch, and we're just going to make sure all the words appear. This one's tight because shamrock is in, the word shamrock is in a bad spot for this punch, but I want to keep all my font, I want it to be the same size. So all of these are the same size. I love that. I don't know, for consistency's sake. And then we'll just take this. We'll take some mini glue dots. And we'll take, this is the light shy shamrock. Take a mini glue dot. And another mini glue dot. Oops. Put that on there. Just press it down. Now I'm going to peel it off. And we're going to add it to, I like to add it to this side. My sheets have double labels on them, so they have light shy shamrock will be twice, dark shy shamrock will be twice. So if you want to put one on both ends, you can. I just put one on one at a time. Like I add them back into my holder with the label facing out. That's not a problem for me, but if you want to label both sides, you absolutely can. Okay, so now I've got these labeled, so I won't mess them up because Summer Splash and Shy Shamrock are very close in color. And then I'm going to pull this sheet out, and as you get the different colors, you can color this in. And I'm just going to put this right on its side a little bit and do a little squiggle. And now I can see my two different colors on here. And I've completed my chart now, so that's really cool. I have all the colors on here. And when I do a color comparison, I'll be able to see, you know, which color green do I want, which color blue do I want, and it makes it really easy to have them all scribbled out like that. That way you don't have to scribble them out each time you do it. So this is just a really helpful chart. This has only all the current colors that are available for purchase right now. And so if you need back labels for older colors, let me know. But my color in chart is only the current colors because those are the colors that I can use right now. Okay, so I totally went off topic, but I need to come in now, and I'm going to just brush over the stem. I'm going to switch to the bullet tip right here. And just come in. You want to do this on something protective because if you do it on your work surface, will be hard to get out. These are harder. They're like I don't think they're solvent, but they're an alcohol pen, so they're harder to remove. I think you can remove it sometimes with alcohol, but it depends on the surface. It doesn't come off nicely off of this mat right here, so you just have to be careful. So now my little things look like little buds with a green stem. So now I'm ready to go ahead and just glue this. So I'll put a blob of glue on each of the leaves and a little on the stem. Grab it by the top leaf, and we'll just angle that like this. We'll do the same for the other one. Blop, blop. If it's too blobby, move the glue to another leaf. And then we'll come down here. Find a place to hold on to. Okay, we're gonna line up the stems at the bottom and then just shift over a little bit. And then we'll take this last one blop, blop, blop. And a little bit on the stem. And then line that up as well. Press it down. I tied a little bow with Essentials Baker's twine. I think this could either be the gray or the beige. I'm not sure which color I picked, but it's a neutral. It's probably the gray if I just hold it up to the beige. But it looks almost beige. If you have the crumb cake one, that would be probably ideal, or linen thread would work as well. And I just tied a teeny tiny bow. And we're going to add that onto there. I'll have a link down below to my bow maker as well. Okay, so then we're just going to grab some of these shimmer gems, and I have a lot of these green ones left over, so we'll take a green one. Actually, we'll do 2 green ones because I want to kind of use them up, and we'll just add a couple onto there like that, and then we'll just finish this, gluing this onto here. Okay, and then we'll come down here, just add this in here. Okay, I did finish off the inside of this card, but I forgot to cut a layer for that. So let me just show you how, this is a slightly different leaf. Let me show you how to stamp that. Let me grab a scrap piece real quick. All right, so I've got a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 inch cardstock, and then we're going to take this outline leaf, yes, this one. We'll come in with Shy Shamrock, and just stamp it down at the bottom. Then we'll take Shy Shamrock again with this leaf, stamp it off once, and then come in and stamp it again. So it's just going to be a slight shading, like it got colored in. So there's different leaves in this stamp set. So I've just used 2 of the leaves. There's actually 3 leaves. There's this one too, which I didn't use today. So I used this one and this one and this one. And I use this one, so you know, you can have fun and play around with the different leaves. Okay, so then we can come in and just add this to the inside. Notice I'm putting 4 dots in the corner here. Sometimes I mess up my inside and I have to redo it. So if that happens, it's easier to have less glue on it. Don't always remember to do that, but let's move this up a little bit. And if you ever have to release your glue, remember to use a heat tool, and the spatula end of your take your pick tool really helps if you heat it up and then you can lift it off. It actually does remove the adhesive pretty well when you do that. But sometimes when you're writing a message, you mess up, and so that's a way to remove your adhesive. All right, let's move this out of the way, and we'll just, there we go. It's a very sweet, easy card, and this could be done in a lot of different colors. So if you don't like my colors, think different colors, think different background paper. You can choose a more colorful one. I just went with a really easy one. And notice in this background paper, it also has similar leaves to this stamp set, so, and the punch. So it kind of ties in, but there are 5 different colors of this paper, so you can choose a different color or choose a different paper altogether. And it's just a really easy stamp set and punch to use. All right, I am back. So all the supplies I used today are down in the description below. So, look at that or click over to my blog because I repeat all the information over there as well. And if you're looking for anything, can't find it, let me know and I'll help you get there. So let me really quickly, one thing I always forget to mention is if you're new to me and you want to get more of my videos, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then there's a place where you can also get notifications. Look for the little bell and then you can have a notification every time I go live. If you're looking for my project sheets from that I do for my Friday projects, you'll need to get on my email list as well, and that link is down below if you want to subscribe, and that way you'll get even more of me. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. That helps me get seen by more people, and I really appreciate this because this is my full-time job, and I am so honored when someone chooses to follow me, make a purchase from me. It means a lot because this is my what I do. There's just a little hummingbird outside on my stargazer lilies. They are, or tiger lilies. It's so cute. It's one of those green ones. I love it when they go on my flowers. It makes me happy. It's just right outside my window. Okay, just caught my eye because there was a flash of green. The dragonflies also like them, so that's kind of fun. All right. Good morning to Alice, and I'm sorry I didn't have sound. Good morning, Marge and Mary and Nancy and Deborah and Linda and Carol and Karen and Birgit and Amy and Jan and Janine. All right, and we had a whole bunch of no sounds. I'm sorry it took me a while to figure that out. Hello, Ellie and Estelle. And all right. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why my little plug on my computer didn't work, but you know what I'm going to do after I get off here? I'm going to shut down my computer, shut down everything, and hopefully it will reinitialize itself because I think that happens, a lot. Things go wonky, and if you shut them completely down, they start to work again. All right. Ruth says that I'm bad for her. She made 15 purses and now 25 coffee cup sets. What are you doing next? I think, well, this week, this Friday, if I go live, I might do a recording this week. I'm not doing a 3D this week. I'm going to be doing a card. A lot of you are going to be away or busy for the long weekend. So I thought I would also going to be spending time with my husband. So I thought I would do I did a thank you card for my customers last month, and I thought I would demonstrate that for Friday, and then we'll get back into 3D stuff the week after. So Ruth, you have a week off of a new project, but I'm so glad you love my projects. That really makes me happy. Ellie said, Mount Washington fun. It was. Marty says she has a Mount Washington in Pittsburgh. Nothing like New Hampshire's though. Yeah, you know, that mountain is so interesting. A lot of weather systems converge right at that point. So they get a lot of weather coming through that area. They say it's the world's worst weather. I kind of believe them because it isn't, it was not a clear day the day that we were up there. And it was cold. I wore a hat up there. It was so cold, and I wore my micro down and a fleece on top. It was not warm, and I'm happy because like the little trolley car was not heated on the way up. They did turn on the heat on the way down because I think a lot of people were a little cold. There was one guy who apparently didn't realize how cold it was going to be. He went up with shorts and a t-shirt, and on the way down we saw him in a sweatshirt. My husband asked, did you get that up at the gift shop? And he's like, yeah, because that's where they sell those sweatshirts and hoodies in the gift shop. When you get to the top, that's when you need it, right? Because people don't realize, it's like beautiful and warm down at base camp, and it's like freezing up at the top. All right. Hello, Joan from Minnesota. Let's keep going. Hello, Kristen. Kristen asked, did everyone get the bundles they want with the extra percentage off last month? I know I did. I picked up a couple bundles that I had my eye on and that I did end up getting. So that was really fun. And this month we have fun new stuff to buy, new online exclusives. So that will also be fun. Hello, Honeybee Stamping. And Ellie says there is a new leaf stamp set coming up. That's true. Yeah, I don't have that one yet, but I didn't buy everything out of that online exclusives yet. It's a lot. It's hard because it's just started to get warm here, and I'm not quite in the mood for all of that yet. So I'm slowly buying the things that I want from the online exclusives. But it is a very pretty leaf set. Hello, Denise. I think the online exclusives are starting tomorrow, the 3rd. As far as I know, I did look it up yesterday, but I could be wrong, and that's the way my brain's at right now. It's probably still going to be like that for a little while until I stop being so busy with different aspects of my life. I think I've told you before, I have, my mom passed away last year, and we're still working through stuff with, her affairs. So that's going on. We're planning a bathroom reno. And then our son's like in a real transition area. And I know all you moms out there will feel that, you don't want to necessarily get involved, but you care so much that you're always there. And it's tough growing up and adulting, and for him, there's been a lot of decisions that he's had to make lately, and it's really hard. And it's hard as a mom, you can't make decisions for your kids, and you just kind of want to just help and give them advice, and then you have to sit back and let them make the decisions. And it's hard though, because you want your kids to have everything that they want, but that's not the way life works, right? You can't have everything you want. You can have a lot of things that you want, but most of the time you can't have everything you want. And it's hard, it's hard to watch that, because when they're little, you try and make their life wonderful. And then as they grow up, the realities of the world kick in, and it's like hard. So we're along for the ride, and he's such a good kid, and he has like lots of potential and lots of good opportunities come up. But it's like, which good opportunity do you choose? And that is hard. So lots of learning going on. Also for me, it's hard. You want to try and step back and listen and try and let him make his own decisions, you know, and I'm happy with whatever he decides, but just that whole process is hard. Okay, totally digressed. Okay, off we go. But that's what's consuming my time. And right now, all right, let's see. Denise said, pictures don't do justice to the iridescent gems. Yeah, they are so great. And I've used them on a lot of projects. And I only have these ones left, but they catch the light and they match all the different ink colors. I've only got a few of the ink colors left on that sheet because I've been using them so much. They are wonderful little guys. Kristen says she likes the leaf pattern on the 6x6 papers, so good for any season. They are. And that paper can be gotten in all the different colors. Sorry, I should have explained that. It's not just the in colors. You can get that paper in the brights, the neutrals, but the in color paper was just so popular. And I think I have it in, I don't know if I have it in the brights, but I didn't even think about that because I could have pulled out a different color and done it in a different color. I'm just kind of stuck on those beautiful ink colors for the summer. All right. Honeybee Stamping said, Summer Splash is such a nice color. Denise said, the template's also good place both stamps on one block so they can be stamped then punched at the same time. Yeah, that's a good point, Denise. You can line up, take this and put both. Okay, let me turn this around. I really did use a scrap piece of paper. There's a coffee cup on the back of that. So you take this, you pop your photopolymer stamps in there while this is flat, both of them, the little rose sprig and the leaf. And then while they're in those little templates, you put your block right on top and you pick up both of them. And then if you stamp them, in whatever color, then they'll be aligned for the punch. And you can stamp both of them, both of the stamps, get them punched out at the same time. But in my case, I wanted to use them separately because I wanted to stamp them in different colors. And that's harder to do when they're both on the same block at the same time. So you can do them separately or you can do them the same. That's a really good point, Denise. Carol, oh, could you please tell me where to buy your ruler? Oh, I love my ruler. This, you can get it on Amazon. After this video is over, I'll pop it down in the supply list on my YouTube video. It's an Omni Grip ruler, and you can search for it, but there are so many Omni Grip rulers, and it's very hard to find the specific one. So I'll put the link down below for you. This is a great ruler. It's a centering ruler and a regular ruler. And it also has these little lines right here that help line things up. It is my go-to ruler. It's the one I grab more than anything because it's just a very nice, easy ruler to use. Great for a lot of different things. I'll put it down below, Carol. And if you don't see me do it, you email me or message me or put a message down below and I'll make sure I add it. Good morning, Pat. Marty said, it is a quick card. The only reason it's longer is because you're showing us all kinds of great tips. Yeah, I stretch it out, don't I? And then I talk to all of you, and but it's all good. The Stampin Blends, Honeybee Stamping says, the Stampin Blends labels are such a great idea and help to find what you need a lot faster. Very true, especially with colors that look the same. It's very good. Denise loves the new in colors. Marty says the only thing she doesn't like about Tombow is she always gets glue on her fingers. So if I had been organized today, we do also sell adhesive sheets, and that's another option. You take a piece of cardstock, you slap an adhesive sheet on the back of it. It's double-sided. You do your stamping, you do your punching, and then you can peel off the backing, and then the adhesive is stuck to your cardstock rather than your fingers. So it's very good for intricate dies and stuff like that. I'm just a little lazy sometimes because I'm like designing the card, not sure exactly where I'm going yet. I think I used 3 different bundles last night as I was trying to decide what to do, and I wasn't liking any of it, and so I ended up with this stamp set and punch. So in the meantime, I've created the card without the use of the adhesive sheets, and so that's why I don't use them as much, because I should show them to you, but that's what I would use if I hated adhesive. And once I'm stuck on a design and say I have to make a lot of them, that would be a good use of an adhesive sheet. Question: when you open your blends, do they ever splash dots on your work surface and hands and paper? There was one, Marty, that did that. I don't know if it was just overly inky. I don't know why, or the humidity, but I haven't had that happen in a while. So yes. But if you feel like yours is defective in any way, when you get your Stampin' supplies, you have like 90 days to contact Stampin' Up! If you feel like a product is a defective or isn't working the way it should, and then ask Stampin' Up! To send you a new one. And it's always good to do that, because Stampin' Up! Needs to know if something isn't working properly. So yeah, I have had that happen before. It was overly inky rather than dry, so I didn't contact Stampin' Up! But if it bothers you, go ahead and contact Stampin' Up! If it's within those 90 days. Pat says Tombo's not her favorite glue, but she does use it a lot. It sticks though. I love Tombow for boxes and everything. Judy asks, what designer series paper is that? I hope that question got answered. It's the In Color designer series paper, the 2024-2026 In Color in the 6x6, and it comes in all the Stampin' Up! Colors too. Marty says, don't forget to give Brenda a thumbs up. Thank you. Honeybee says, buzz you later, bye. Denise says, thanks, very pretty card. Kristen says, such a pretty card and great layout. Marty says, the card is so pretty. I could see making it in lots of different colors. Yeah, that would be great. Amy says, so late. No worries, I'm glad you got to join us. I'm sorry you probably missed out on the card making portion, but you can go back and watch the replay. Marty says, yes, it's the 3rd. Okay, good. I'm right for once. The online exclusives start tomorrow, so watch for an email if you're on my email list. Oh, and bonus days. Yes, Carol. Oh my gosh. My brain is going to explode. I think bonus days, does it start on the 3rd or the 5th? Hopefully it will start tomorrow. I'll make sure I'll add bonus days to that email. Sorry, Carol. Yes, my brain is going to explode. Yes, awesome. Marty says she doesn't think her Stampin' Blends is defective. The humidity may be what causes it. So it was really humid last week. Yeah, and it doesn't happen with all of them. That's the weird thing. So it could be that they're super inky to begin with, and that just adds to it. All right, I will be dropping a video, or I'll be going live on Friday. I haven't decided yet, and it will be my thank you card from last month. I'll be demonstrating it. It's a fancy fold card, so I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you all have a wonderful, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. For all my US friends, and have a great week. And next week is a normal week, so I'll see you at the normal times for everything. Take care, everyone. Happy 4th. Bye-bye.